there, boys, girls, and squirrels. My name is Modstab, and welcome back to the Let's Build series, in which we are building the most giant of castles in existence. Boop. There's this one block that was just chilling out. So as you guys could tell, there's something that did change from last episode. I did add a carpet. No fancy designs or nothing. I mean, I have the yellow trim, I guess you could count that. And then I have this little chandelier. It's nothing fancy. It kind of has that that teardrop effect to it, which is perfect, which is exactly what I was going for. And what I was thinking was maybe I can show you guys a tutorial of how I work with like three-dimensional objects in Minecraft. It's a strategy that I'm not sure has been covered before. It wouldn't surprise me if it has, because for me, it sounds like such a simple idea to like relate things, you know, like in three-dimensional space, to figure it out in a game like this. But it's just a little kind of teardrop shape, and it's pretty similar on most sides. And that's all I was going for. I just wanted a chandelier. I didn't need it to be all fancy, have all the bells and whistles. Now, this is a survival map, or survival. This is a creative map, so I didn't have to worry about lighting it. And quite frankly, I'm not, because I think it's going to increase the intrigue as we go into the next area, which I already have a design for, in the sense of I have the idea, I have some of the aesthetics that I'm trying to go for, but I don't have it zoned in. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go up the stairs. What an amazing adventure. I love it. And then we come up here. So I went ahead and just did the simple windows. Oh, what did I do over here, big boy? That's right, I don't want you guys filled in. I didn't ask for this. All right, so we have the simple design. I figured out that less is kind of more when it comes to these, and even these are almost a little too busy, but that's how I have it. So anyway, there's one thing that we don't really have yet, and that's kind of like the enchanting table, enchanting room, and enchanter's idea, like a wizard tower. And what better way to showcase a wizard tower to have it at the peak of this building? That's right, right next to the ballerinos. And what I was thinking is we have an option here where we could, once I show you what I'm thinking for the enchanter's room, I was thinking maybe trying to find a way to do a staircase up, and I might do it on the outside. You know, it might ruin some of the aesthetic in certain portions, but yeah, I think, oh yeah, did I ever? Yeah, we still haven't decided on which ones we want here. I think I'm going to go ahead and just do the polished andesite, because I think it's a nice change in color. It's a nice change in texture. It's just overall, it looks really nice. So let's go ahead and do that on camera while I'm kind of word vomiting everywhere. What I was thinking was with the enchanting table, you know, we could have kind of this idea of a wizard's tower. Now, the reason I want that is because it's amazing. And I'm in this state of whimsy right now. I've been playing a lot of Elder Scrolls Online. I'm getting pumped for WoW Classic. I downloaded a new texture pack that I'm playing on with one of my friends on his realm. And it's just whimsy everywhere. Getting back in the old school days, like when Minecraft, you would play with your friends and you would just like adventure. I mean, you'd create stuff with the hopes of creating maybe an adventure. I don't know. We had this idea as well. It's a kind of a lofty ambition, but we had this idea with the new texture pack because, you know, we're nerds. We were like, what would be amazing is if we could take this and I shouldn't say a long time ago, but back when I was in high school for sure, there was this Minecraft custom map that you could download and all that kind of stuff. That was, I forgot about our little bells. Look at this. I love it. I love it. Anyways, how cool would it be with the new texture pack to make sure everybody has that texture pack downloaded, because otherwise it's going to look kind of crappy, but to make an adventure map where we have storyboards and everything, and we do voice acting for it, for like NPCs and things like that. That would be amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right, anywho, now that we did that, we got the colors on the outside taken care of. Let's get started on this enchanter's room. So first, I'm going to clear my space, if I have my hands in the right place. All right, so we're gonna clear it. So what we're gonna need for this is, obviously, we need an enchanting table. We need lots and lots of books, and that's about it for the enchanting room. But what I want to do is kind of create this kind of wizard-esque feel where we have floating lights and stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get some materials, and then we'll walk you through what I'm thinking. And we have returned to Reno. So here's what I'm thinking here. We're going to start, and I want to give myself a couple space. So I'm thinking probably 2 blocks on either side, and we'll get this guy started here. Yeah, we'll do 2 blocks on either side. And what I kind of want to do is I don't want to stretch it the whole way, but I want it to kind of protrude so that it hits this halfway mark. And you guys are going to find out why I'm kind of leaving myself 1 block short here in just a second. And by just a second, I mean right now. Yeah, got him. That was the most cringe commentary I think I've ever done. All right. Oh, so we have a 2 block center here. Interesting. I can work with that. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to create this room where you kind of walk up into it, but it's all bookshelves, so that's actual functional for enchanters. So this is something you could actually use in survival if you wanted to. And I could, once again, if you guys would like, I could make a little bit more of a tutorial. But as of right now, it's just kind of like following along, and while I get inspired, I'll make stuff. And if you guys want to know how I made it, obviously you can pause the video and go from there, but it is what it be. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's going to be 8 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to be 8 by 12. So 12 wide by 8 deep. That's actually a decent size for what I'm hoping to get done here. All right. And now what I want to do is, since we have a 2 block center, it's going to make it a little awkward. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put 4 of them here. And they're all just going to kind of fold and flap and be awesome and amazing. And then what we're going to want to do is take this up. And I don't remember the technical number for the best enchanting, but what I will have you know is we're building for days, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of fill this guy in. And then we will be back once I figure out how I want to take care of the rest of this portion. All right, so we kind of got things squared away. It's really blocky right now, but that's because we're playing Minecraft. Got him! Okay, over with the dumb jokes. Anyways, so we got kind of this little structure here. Now it's really tight, but I thought that would be kind of create this cool like inclusion where you're here to do only chanting and your head's down and you're never concerned about the height of the room and whatnot. When you look up, you're like, oh wow, this is smaller than I remember. I like that. Whimsy! Okay. Minecraft music, you are ridiculously loud right now, so I'm gonna turn you down. Thank you. You guys won't ever have to worry about it, but I do. I gotta worry about that volume all the time. Anyways, so what I kind of want to do is create a shell for this particular building. And I thought it'd be cool to kind of replicate a little bit of what we did in the library downstairs. Except the difference being is I kind of want it to come up and kind of come up into a point and then slope back. I think that'll look really, really cool. Now, in order to do that, I'm going to have to get some planks, and I think we're going to stick with the spruce wood. All right. Yeah, I think we're going to go spruce wood for this one. Yeah, I forgot to explain that I have that lectern in there because it looks amazing, and I love it. All right. So we have the slabs. We have that. I think we're good. I think we're good. Now, first and foremost, what needs to happen is I need to frame this in so you can't see any of the books. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and frame it in. That way, none of the books are visible. And then we will come back once all that's done. Alrighty. And we have returned. So this is where things get really, really interesting. So what I kind of want to do is have them slope to a point like here-ish so that we're kind of centered. But doing diagonal movements in Minecraft, especially when you're trying to slope a building, is really, really awkward and difficult. So what I kind of want to do is I want to struggle a little bit. I want to struggle on camera. We're going to see how this goes. And what I figured is we could start the slope at about here. Yeah, I like that. And then what I'm thinking we can do in order to kind of, we'll build one side, kind of slope it up. Yeah. Okay, I think we're doing good, but the catch is how far do I have to slope in? How far do I have to slope in to get things working as intended? Won't be able to do that. All right, and let's go ahead and go in twice. Then we'll point. We are like 2 blocks off, so we could probably continue this. Like this whole idea right here. Now this is either going to work exactly as I'm hoping it would work, or it's going to look absolutely atrocious. I'm reserving my right for the second one. Oh, so we actually need to... Okay, so here's what I'm going to try to do here then. I mean, that profile is not bad. I enjoy that profile, but what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to mirror everything over to the other side, and then we're going to work on cupping that roof. So once I mirror everything, I will be back, and then we'll continue on this glorious adventure. Another jump cut down, and probably more to go, but I think we've got a decent profile here. Now, I know it's going to be a little awkward until I kind of shape it in, but what I wanted to do was kind of leave it a little bit more like stripped down so I can kind of explain to you guys what we're looking at here. So when you start from the inside, it looks like this. You have that hello big boy, okay, you have this 2-block center. And it kind of has this natural like slight kind of scoop, for lack of a better term, to it. So it's pretty straightforward in that regards, just basically kind of a couple steps and things like that. And if you want a specific numbers, I can crunch those for you guys in a later episode. But we have the staircase here that's actually facing this way, and then to get the scoop of the roof taken care of, we actually made it face sideways. Now what I did here is I went up immediately. We have a space right here that's going to help create kind of like that more gradual like dome shape to it. And then we have a staircase as well, and once again, anywhere we have like a 2 gap, rather than trying to put stairs right away, I just let there be open space. And then we put the stairs on, because I think it just makes it look real nice, real smooth, real clean. And it gives it a little bit more natural of a scoopy scoop. All right. Now, in light of that, let's fill this in real quick so I can kind of get an idea of what we're looking at. Now, this is probably going to go back. Yeah, because you can kind of see how it has like that natural kind of like domey, scoopy, roofy thing. It's just not like a giant triangular square block, okay? It doesn't look like it's just, yeah, I'll show you. It doesn't look like this, okay? So it doesn't look angular like that. It's a little bit more rounded, which is exactly what we're going for. And I know it's Minecraft, so you can't get perfectly rounded, but who cares? Who flip dip and cares? So now we kind of have this little hut. Now I got to figure out how I'm going to make it look good on the inside. That is the real question here. Now, the trick is going to be not getting rid of any of the blocks that are holding the staircases right now because, well, those look kind of nice, frankly. And I like when buildings like this have like the roof and then it kind of inlays over the back there. So you can kind of see that it kind of goes back in on top of the building. I just think it looks really, really nice. Now, to kind of help some of these angular edges, what if we did something like that? No. I want it to be angular enough. There we go. And we'll do that. And we'll kind of just replicate that onto the other side, won't we? Yeah. Genius idea, Devin. You're so smart. All right, so now we got it looking a little bit better in regards to... There we go. Yeah, perfect. The interior is a little bit more gradual, which makes it look a lot nicer. Let's go ahead and just cap it off. There you go. Like, that looks so much nicer already, and it's just a couple little things. I wonder. Yeah, we're going to do that. I like how that looks a lot, actually. Cool beans. Now we just got to essentially follow this roof line back, and that's it. And then the build is done. At least in this portion of the build. So we're just kind of keeping it simple, you know, less is more. Just kind of let your imagination do a lot of the work. Yeah, but I'm going to fill this all in. we're going to be back, and I'm going to show you guys the progress, and then we can start on how we want to light this area to kind of create that sense of whimsy. All right. So we've got that taken care of. What I did was I put staircases on the first level of this region, right on the very top of those staircases, because it makes it a little bit less angular. It looks really kind of just bleh and kind of weird. It was just bleh. All right. So now what we need to do is I was thinking I want to have some fences kind of hold this like object up. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going for. Kind of has like that support pillar, that support beam idea to it. Now, if you guys can't tell, I know I mentioned that I've been playing a lot of like Elder Scrolls Online and stuff like that, but this is heavily inspired by a lot of like, you see a lot of this kind of structure like in those fantasy games when they're in like the northern like snowy regions. They have like those nice little domed roof and stuff like that. It's very Nordic in feel. So yeah, it's good. It's just inspired by what I'm doing. All right, so now what we need to do is we need to figure out how we want the entrance of this to look, because I don't necessarily like having the books all visible right out of the gate, which means we might have to get rid of a couple of these bad boys just to kind of create here. We're gonna get rid of just a couple of them just to see, and then when we do the staircases, which I'm thinking I would like to do like this, just kind of inlay it just a smidge. And then we have that like dramatic cutoff here. Let me fix that. All right. We should still be able to get like level 30 enchantments, no problem, you know. So let's see here. Now that we have this taken care of, I like that. I like that. I'm just debating, do I want a door or do I leave it open? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to torch these bad boys. We're going to get item frames, okay? The most old school of tactics ever. Then we're going to get an anvil. All right, all right. We're going to frame this beast. Frame this beast. There we go. Now we got little torch holders. Man, whoever originally came up with this idea first, you are a friggin' genius. It's just such a cool idea. I love it so much. All right, and so what I was thinking in this area as well, I wanted to get the idea of like floating lights. Now I don't want to do necessarily torches because I think, bleh. One thing we haven't used a lot, one thing we haven't used a lot in this series has been glowstone, because I'm not a fan of its natural look. Bleh. But in a build like this, where you have like this idea or this concept of like floating lights and like a mage room and things like that, that would be right up their alley to have these weird kind of awkward glowy blocks of destiny. And so what I kind of want to do here, I'm just going to do this now just to get a light down here. And I want to do these all at like different heights, so we'll figure out. But you got something like this. Now what I'm trying to figure out is, I don't want to just leave it here as if it were a glowing orb. I would want to give it that feel of like being on a shelf. And so what I'm thinking, we could do polished andesite, would work well. Quartz might work decent. Ooh, red nether, that might look wonderful. Thinking about putting them all on like different colored shelves like that. So for instance, if we did something like this. Oops. All right, and then we could do something like that. They'd all be kind of like floating blocks at different heights. Yes. It's probably going to be the best lit room in the house. All right, did I put the white on that one? Nope. All right. So we could just do something like that, you know, where you have a couple different lights, a couple different textures, kind of all over the place. On like their little light pedestals, so to speak. Yeah. We'll just do a handful more. Get one that's a little bit lower. Kind of cast the light down below. I like how the red, I really do like how the red looks. It kind of has that mage-ish feel to it. All right. We'll do one here. I always find it fun with these kind of like lighting situations, how they're just kind of floating. They're all at like different heights, and they're kind of there. I mean, and that's basically the build. that's the enchanting room. It's really simple. It's really straightforward. I decided not to add a door, obviously, as you guys know by now, but it just looks nicer, okay? Now, one thing we don't have here is, where are we at? Let me, what do you got? Okay, I got a message. I'm gonna jump cut real quick so I can check that, and also so I can get the materials that I'm looking for, and then we will be right back to Gino's. All right, and we are finished. I think it's a really simple build today, and it's probably a very quick video for you guys since there's been a handful of jump cuts. But I'm gonna go ahead and clear my inventory. We're gonna go into the good old cinematic mode. But essentially, you come up here and like, ooh, floating lights. It's so pretty. Ooh, a pointy roof line. Anyway, so we got kind of this area here where it's a little blocky to begin with, but then you got like this pokey part, and it's got a nice little roof line structure to it. You got the support. You guys probably saw it out of the corner of your eye, but I came up with something off camera. But you got the lecterns, you got the enchanting tables, so you can do all your enchanting stuff, and it's very nice. And if you guys can't tell already, there's an ender portal here. And by ender portal, I mean nether portal, because they're clearly the same thing, Devin. All right. So I thought of this idea of like, this is a crazy mage tower, okay? So this guy's like, I gotta explore all the secrets of the world. So this is not blood, okay? He's just like took little chalky markers and etched like sigils and stuff like that in here, trying to figure out, okay, what's the next frontier, the final frontier? He's got all these nice little red blocks. He's got his brewing stand, the ender table. Observers look really cool if you actually have them face the opposite direction. Like they have kind of this red jewel in the middle that just fits the aesthetic so well. And he's got this little lectern here where he's doing all his research and writings and all that kind of stuff. And then we have the nether portal. We're gonna go in. We're gonna live the dream, okay? Creative world, nether time. Yeah. Oh, what an adventure this is. Okay, that is so befitting of the place that a mage would find. Just fire and brimstone and death and despair. All right, so either way, that's going to do it for today's episode. Remember, liking, commenting, and subscribing are great tools for you to get in touch with me. Let me know what you liked, didn't like, and what you want to see next. And this may very well be the final episode of the Minecraft Castle Build series. If you guys want to see any more or have me update anything, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. But yeah, we're gonna mosey on out here. Love you guys, and we'll see you next time. Toodles!